Hello, and welcome to Leisure Lounge with Laquisha, myself, 029ec585310f, and our studio audience. Well, I hope everyone's had a lovely Tuesday. The first thing that I thought I'd talk about tonight, because Corrington's worried about it, is I'm part of a queer political group advocating for positive change for trans and queer people. And one of the things we'd like to see is that provisions be made for queers and trans people when they get older and have to go to the rest home, because when I used to visit my grandma in the rest home, there was no solid gold disco dancers, there was no sponge bath from the hot male nurse. It was just a lot of people who had a stroke yelling at me to bring the fish home for their husband, and I got very scared. So to remember my grandmother, I prepared this lovely coffee with a straw.
I still feel really weird about it. Hot liquid and straws and plastic.
Corrington doesn't like the hot liquid in the straw.
No.
Look, I'm fine. What could go wrong?
Well, you're already radioactive, so not a lot, I guess.
No, it's true, right? That's a good thing about being in a really bad industrial accident.
Nothing else can go wrong.
Really, nothing else can go wrong. Right, now that I've got that out of my system, I just thought I'd talk about what's coming up tonight. We are going to have a call with lovely Sarah about some blatant sexism as part of the Rugby World Cup. I'm sure that can't come as a surprise to anyone. Why won't my thing zoom? Yes, hello Possible, hello Rabbit, saying hello to the viewers at home. We're already up to 5 viewers, which is some kind of frickin' Christmas miracle.
Can I help you soon, Miss Gloves?
Yeah, I think it's control and 2 fingers.
Control or command?
No, it's just you don't pinch, you just strike. Don't pinch.
Just strike. Yeah, no, it's not working for me either.
Oh, okay, well, okay, well, so it's not working. So anyway, that means that I'll have to lean forward myopically to
I can't
read the chat. Yay, people have been talking with other people about the show. That's brilliant.
Great.
I'm sure if we got, like, some other viewers, I could get sponsorship. Yeah, like Brian Tamaki gets sponsorship. Kind of. Tithing, people. 70% of your income? Seems reasonable, doesn't it?
Yeah, right.
I mean, what are you spending it on anyway?
And 75 after the first 6 months.
Yeah. That sounds entirely reasonable. So we're going to be talking to Sarah about... and a ring. Yes, we'll need a Brian Tamaki ring. We're talking to Sarah about sexism in the build-up to the Rugby World Cup, and Jack Yan will be joining us again, and he'll probably sing us a song. And we've got the special voice box for him now, since he's basically Bosley from Charlie's Angels. Yeah, right. So Jack will be joining us through the virtual reality of this.
How exciting!
And so we'll just put that back there, and and here's our sponsor for the evening. It's 2 kittens, 1 cup, people. 2 kittens, 1 cup. It's a joke that never gets old. Much like myself. Oh God, the set.
Oh, is everything okay?
Yeah, everything's okay, barely. And we're going to do a little bit of a tarot reading as well, because I've got the tarot deck out. Here they are here.
What are we going to tarot read for?
I don't know. We should do a tarot reading for someone in the audience, maybe. And also, since we're going to be delving into the dark arts, we're going to be doing fortune cookies, because a certain pizza company in Wellington, which I'm sure you can read off the packaging, you can buy fortune cookies from them, and we cracked open a couple the other day, and they're really funny. Really funny. Actually, should we do fortune cookies now?
I have a confession tonight.
Corrington has a confession first.
I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to, because I don't know anybody who does, but I actually really prefer the cookies over the fortunes. They taste really good.
Exits that way.
Okay, goodbye.
Yeah, let's do fortune cookies.
Yep.
Okay, oh look, here. Here's
You
studio.
can leave the fortunes, I'll eat the cookies.
It's like,
Fortune cookies for everyone!
oh, look, here you go.
Oh, thank you.
Here's your
Thank
fortune
you very
cookie.
much.
Okay, look,
Oh,
unlike
exciting.
the ones that I made when I was a little girl, these are actually quite crispy. The ones I made were very soft.
Soggy.
Soggy.
So good.
Oh,
Moist.
it broke. Low
Oh.
quality fortune. Oh, anyway, no, it's good. It's good.
Classic ice cream cones.
Tastes like ice cream cones, apparently. So my fortune broke.
Ooh.
So what
Oh,
did the
mine's
studio
broken also.
audience? What did you get?
You will see your mum in a strip club.
Oh, hell no! That's like that one time in '87.
Oh, goodness.
Okay. If I can reassemble
That's
this.
in the past already.
Oh, well, apparently, according to my one, my flatmate pees in the shower. Well, yes, we know that Conrad's an animal.
Dirty.
I didn't need a fortune cookie to know about the
Yeah,
disgusting
right?
things that he does around the house. Oh,
Oh, I like this. Your boyfriend promised that movie was just for him. He lied.
I don't get it.
I don't quite get it, but I'm assuming it's dirty, right? That movie.
Oh, I get
I
it.
mean, yeah.
Oh, you mean like that adult movie?
Yeah.
Right, okay, so I was reading this thing on the internet today about centaurs. So we know, if we know our classics, we know about centaurs.
Half man, half
The
horse.
audience knows about centaurs. So
I know about
half
centaurs.
man, half horse. And they, oh, okay, right, actually, before we do, yes, we'll do Jack's fortune.
Oh, yeah.
next. Is there another fortune?
All right.
Okay,
Oh.
Jack. And then I'll tell you about centaurs. Oh, call from Jack Dan. Okay, so we're just, answered.
Hello, angels.
Hello, Charlie.
It's Charlie.
Good morning, angels.
Good morning, Charlie.
We have a case, and all of you have to go undercover in a women's prison.
Oh.
Oh.
Is that the one in Tawa? I'm not going to Tawa.
I'm
Okay, no, it is the one in Tawa.
only going to go if Don Awatiri Hawata's there as well.
I actually don't know where the other women's prisons are, so. But it's good because now I have a physical presence on the show. Thank you.
You're
There I
welcome.
am. Okay, I'm comfortable there. Thank you. I'm just leaning against the wall.
In your special box.
Jack, I have your fortune.
Oh, yay. Good. Can you read it to me, please?
Your whole purpose in life is simply to serve as a warning to others. Oh, isn't that majestic?
brilliant.
Oh. There's ample amounts of cookies if anyone wants them.
I don't care for the cookies.
I've always been a warning, I suppose, about this. The warning is don't live your life like a television show. Namely, in my case, Return of the Saints. Thank you, possible. It looks like I am the Charlie. But you're going to tell us, Lakeisha, about centaurs.
I was.
These are the fellas with the 4 legs and.
Right. So I was
Yeah.
reading, I can't remember which website it was on today, but there's a part in Harry Potter, and there's a very bad teacher called Dolores Umbridge. And I don't know. Dolores Umbridge.
Is there a name within a name for that? Or
I don't
am I
understand.
missing something?
Well, umbrage is an adjective.
What does Umbridge mean?
It's when something bad. It's like taking offence at something.
Oh, so,
Victus Leviosa.
and
I
so
don't know.
in the film, Dolores Umbridge was a really, and the books, because I haven't seen the film, I've seen some of the films, but I've read all the books. Anyway, she was a really mean teacher that made Harry Potter do lines, and basically,
Do lines.
he, when he did the lines, the words appeared into his hand as if they were cut by an invisible knife. There was some dark
Dark
stuff in
shit.
Harry Potter.
Oh,
And
God.
So as these books tend to go, Dolores Umbridge got her comeuppance, and she got chucked into the mystical forest behind the school, where she was taken away by a group of centaurs. Now here's the thing: if you know classics, you will know that what centaurs like to do is rape lady women. So that would be like, what's that little ginger one called?
Ron Weasley.
That would be like Ron Weasley getting into a messed up looking white van with a guy with a really bad moustache. Dolores Umbridge had Six-Way Gangbang Centaur Volume 7. J.K. Rowling.
Dirty Jake.
Those books are very graphic.
Aren't they, though?
Adult images, don't they? They're very depraved, and you sort of wonder what goes through J.K. Rowling's mind, because she's exposing young children to this.
Actually, most of those kind of Occidental children's stories are quite ghoulish. They're strange people, the Occidental.
Except for Twilight.
Twilight. Well, I mean, we did say last week, isn't it? Twilight is the story of a girl who has to choose between necrophilia and bestiality.
That's exactly it.
So I just want to say hi to Tam, because she's joining us from America. I know it's 5 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, because I've got a time converter now. And thank you for being up really early or really late. And joining us. Thank you. It's a delight.
God bless you, Tam, for tuning in at this hour. God bless America. God bless our freedom. Sorry, I should stop doing the George W. Bush impersonation.
I have to show everyone the lovely ashtray that I've got, because it holds some matches. So the matches go there and you just strike a match, and then you wish you had a cigarette. Which, help mummy.
That's how she gets you. Well, you like my cigarette. Have we told people where that reference is from? We have.
I'm not sure if we do. That reference is from it's from Absolutely Fabulous, because what's her name used to say help mummy to Safia, and the second half, that's how she gets you, is from The Fear of Fanny.
The Fear of Fanny.
The Fear of Fanny, which was a biographical film about our lady Fanny Craddock.
Oh, beautiful Fanny Craddock.
Is it me, or is the stage lighting really hot?
Yeah, I told you.
It's
That's why the heater's off, dear.
When it snows again, can we just come to the studio and sit under the stage lights?
Yeah, that sounds brilliant. That'll work. Or we could just take the stage lights out and melt the snow away.
That sounds like a good idea.
It's pretty chilly in such a vast space, though.
Oh, sorry, audience, you don't have the heating.
No, but the stage lights are, they're out of control. But people always say that, don't they?
In fact, I'm looking for the Harry Potter thing, because it's it has been making its rounds as well. Because there are 4 other scenes, aren't there, in Harry Potter that are rather depraved. Because didn't Hagrid's parents, like, the one's normal size and one's giant?
Right. Yeah, and didn't Lord Voldemort's mother, like, put a spell on a rich man and basically turned him into her sex slave?
Really?
Yeah, she put the what's that spell called? What's the date rape drug?
Rohypnol.
Yeah, she went Rohypnol the boo. Rohypnol Elamora. Viagra Disha Mother. And that's why Voldemort was so messed up, because he was basically the result of man rape.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Oh.
And the drugs were sold by Ron's brothers, Fred and George.
I know, they had all kinds of date
Those
drugs.
guys are the biggest drug dealers in wherever it is Harry Potter is set.
To be fair, didn't they
England.
get expelled?
I always wonder what Harry Potter drugs would be like. Wizard drugs?
Yeah, Hogwarts, sorry, they're the biggest dope dealers in Hogwarts, those 2 guys.
I like that Hogwarts is a lot like my high school. It's got all those characters. It's got the nerd Hermione, the ginger that gets picked on Ron, the 2 who always try and sell their drugs off to you, and the geek, Harry Potter.
Let's not name names.
There's also Polyjuice Potion, which is a temporary gender reassignment potion.
Oh, huh.
Harry Potter as well.
Actually, apparently, if you eat a lot of chicken, there's like hormones in the chicken. It'll give you breast scissors.
There was the news article.
But they don't put hormones in New Zealand chicken. They're quite proud about it. But I tell you what they do that they don't put on the label. They feed them a shit ton of penicillin and other antibiotics.
Is that why it tastes so good?
I think so, yes. That's why you can get like size 28 chickens, which are basically turkeys.
Yeah, right.
This chicken's getting weirder and weirder, because I don't think the number of bones is quite correct. Remember when we were kids and we ate the chicken drumsticks? There was the extra bone, wasn't there, on the side of the big bone? Where has that bone gone?
They've genetically engineered it and replaced it with meat.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, my worry is that actually a chicken? Or is it maybe a hamster? When you go to KFC, are we eating chicken, or should the company now be called KFH?
Oh, that's terrible. It's now 9:15, and I said that I'd give Sarah a call.
Yes, let's have Sarah on.
Because Sarah has been making some noise about the extreme sexism of the Rugby World Cup photo thing.
Yes.
So I'm just going to call her now. on my magic device.
This is one of those fancy landlines, isn't it, that movie stars have?
Yeah, she's got a... Hi, Sarah, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm so good. Oh, thank you for joining us tonight.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Oh, that was my Muddy accent. Girl, you know I grew up in a good neighbourhood. So tell us about the Rugby World Cup.
It sucks and it's misogynist and I hate it.
And I understand that there are some photos somewhere.
Yeah, down in front of Te Papa along the waterfront. I was down there just by chance the other Wednesday night. And there's these very large photos adhered to the pavement all around the waterfront, 106 of them in total, and not one single one is of the world champion Black Ferns, the New Zealand women's rugby team, and I was quite angered by it.
Yeah, that is
Goodness.
terrible. In fact, I've got a photo of the girls here, the tall ferns, or so. What are they called?
Black Ferns.
Black Ferns.
There you go, there's the Black Ferns there. I think they've got a Wikipedia page. They do have kind of a sub-page off the main All Black site, but no photos, no nothing, just, yeah, so even the web presence is really shocking.
I think Corrington wants to get back on the shot.
No, I'm fine. I'm just that
Okay,
co-host
okay.
whose face gets pasted over. It's fine.
Sorry about that, my darling.
No.
And we'll just, one more little photo. Here's the Black Fern, there we go. The Black Fern, so that's the New Zealand women's rugby team, 3-time world winners, and there's not a single photo. 4 times. And there's not a single photo of them.
No.
Goodness.
The photo display appears to be of New Zealand rugby history, so it's not like there's no place for them there. In fact, there's very little photos. I think I counted 2 of the 106 that have got women in at all, and one of them is of some, shall we say, scantily clad Parisian women at some kind of nightclub with some All Blacks from some time ago.
Oh.
So yeah, there's not very good representation of women at all. Full stop.
Well,
Just
women are underrepresented in everything. I mean, if you see, when was the last time you saw a film about 2 women who actually go out and do something that doesn't involve a man, and they have their own storyline?
Yeah, exactly. Very good point there, Nick. Yeah.
Chicks.
So the other thing was that I understood that maybe someone from the Dominion Post was going to have a talk to you about
Well,
this.
yeah, because as I want to do, I posted my anger on my Facebook page, and then I thought, hang on a minute, I shall also post this on the Dominion Post Facebook page. And they commented back the following day and said, oh, thanks for this, we'll look into it. And then on the Friday, I got an email via my Facebook page from a reporter at the Dominion Post, and she said, is it okay if I ring up and have a chat with you? So we did that, and she said, oh, well, I'd like to quote you on this, I'm going to do a story on this, and I have to talk to the person who's put the exhibition on, see what he has to say about it, see why there's no photos of the Black Ferns in, and yeah, we'll take it from there.
So you've talked to the curator of the exhibition.
She's going to, I haven't done it yet, but she's
that's
going to, yeah.
very interesting, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no indication of who the curator is. So, yeah, I don't know if it's actually specifically by Te Papa or what, I'm not sure.
Honestly, it just makes me grateful to be on a really high dosage of pills. It's the only way that I can cope with it.
Yep.
So,
I mean, I don't even understand why the Women's World Cup can't be held at the same time as the men's anyway. Why does it have to be 2 separate things? I mean, the women barely get any money for sponsorship as it is. If they joined the 2 together, it would be fantastic. But, you know, that's not going to happen because clearly the women are better. They win more times than the All Blacks do.
yeah, the All Blacks have sucked shit horribly recently. I don't know this, but a nice Irishman took me out on a date. He was quite rugby mad and talked to me about rugby, and I established that New Zealand's All Black team is just a bit crap, actually. Actually, on that, I'm just reading the comments from the viewers. Right, okay, apparently, according to Possible, that the woman tried it, and I think she's referring to having a joint World Cup, but the guys didn't want to have a bar of it, so read what you will into that. There's lots of deep sighs happening here. And I've totally lost my train of thought.
Well, it's not a very good look for us internationally with all the people that are going to be coming here over the next month.
No.
And we can't even, have a couple of photos of the world champion black ferns. It's a bit sad, really.
Huh. What do you think about all of this, Jack?
Well, yeah, I absolutely agree with Sarah there because, we're meant to be showing people that this is a progressive country, not just a rugby mad country. And we've completely missed the boat on this. It is a real shame. I totally agree. We really should look at the Black Ferns as well as the All Blacks. They're as much a part of this country. They're as much a part of this nation's fabric. And I'm glad we're giving a bit of an airing tonight on your show.
Yes, airing our dirty laundry. We like to do that.
Now, if I were mayor, of course, the Black Ferns would get a look in.
Absolutely. Yeah, I feel like I want them to sponsor the show, but that only works. That doesn't work, does it?
No.
Anybody want to sponsor my show?
I think maybe we should find a way. If we had more viewers, we should definitely find a way to support the Black Ferns. And maybe the next step really is for us to help Sarah, and we should blog about this on our own Facebooks and let other people know, hey, we love our country, we love the All Blacks. Heck, we actually love the Black Ferns too, and they deserve as much publicity for their part in New Zealand rugby history as the All Blacks.
That's very true. In fact, I'm going to make that my life's ambition over the next 2 hours to to make a bit of a fuss about it and say, oi, get some other photos up and what's going on, and not because of the photos but because of what they represent actually.
Certainly.
How rude would it be to paste the Black Ferns' faces onto the All Black characters at the waterfront?
We could do some art beautification projects.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
So are they on the ground, Sarah, or how are they?
Yes, they are. They're just on the pavement, yeah.
Are they chalkable?
We might have to do that.
Actually, no. Okay, Carlton, hold the microphone.
Yes.
Hold the microphone, darling. Okay, we're actually going to teach you a little something about life.
I was just getting all kinds of bits and pieces.
Okay, so this is the Euro Connection bag from France because someone just came back from France and bought duty free. So what we're going to do with the Euro Connection bag is on the bottom of it, we're going to draw our message. So, I don't know, like... ladies. I'm going to do a big L, just for example, a big L for ladies. And so I've got my big L, and so what we then do is you get a little sharp knife, a packing knife like they used on the plane that one time, and you cut the L out, and then you go take your little lovely duty free from France bag down to the waterfront. It's walking along the waterfront, and there's a hole in the bottom. You put it down. And then you've got a spray can in it. You reach in, spray the bottom of the bag, and when you lift it up, your lovely street beautification project is complete.
What's a brilliant idea?
That's genius.
No fuss, no muss.
Laquisha's gone up to some mischief. You should have told those kids who got into your garage.
I know, my garage got tagged really dreadfully. There's glitter spray out there now.
Brilliant.
I mean, I'm all for like a bit of tagging, but for the love of God, do a good job if you're going to do it on my 1920s impossible to clean brickwork.
Yeah.
Very inconsiderate to these graffiti artists.
No, I know. I'm all about a bit of the graffiti.
I mean, they did it in Comic Sans.
Oh, you couldn't even call it that.
It was deadly.
It's signed Petone.
So, one of the things we like to do on the show, Sarah, is, and we don't talk about this enough, is about increasing our leisure time. So, what's your favourite thing to do to increase, to have leisure, have your lovely leisure?
Oh my goodness. Well, currently I seem to be into 10-pin bowling.
Oh, lovely. That's very
grand.
That's very 50s. We approve.
Yeah.
Indeed, yes. In fact, I've actually joined the Rainbow Wellington 10-pin bowling league.
No way.
Huh. I need to make a note of that.
Absolutely. Wow, fantastic. Do you have to be good?
No.
Awesome!
The fact if you're not good, it's even better.
I've got a moleskin-bound notebook here. I'm just making notes. So we're going to beautify the All Black photos. And we're also going to investigate... What's it called again, Sarah? The bowling team.
Rainbow.
Yes, the Wellington Rainbow Bowling League.
Wellington Rainbow... Of course this is in shorthand.
Fantastic.
I'm just like...
Yes, secretary.
Here's those secretary.
I saw it, it's perfect calligraphy.
From the stenography pool. So, lovely Sarah, I think we... well, you can keep staying on the show if you like, actually. Would you like to do that, or would you like to ring off? It's up to you.
Oh, and I'll probably sign off for now.
Well,
Thank you.
lovely. Well, thanks for taking the time to talk to us about this most
Well, thank you
vexing
for inviting me. It was lovely.
vexing issue. And we'll hopefully we'll have some updates after the show, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, darling.
See you, Sarah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Now, yeah, well, we should definitely get active on the Facebook groups. I think that'd be a wonderful thing to promote. And I don't know if you haven't been reading on the site there, but Tam's actually been confronting something quite similar as well.
No, I've just seen. It's serious.
Yes, it is quite serious. Now, for those who are watching rather than reading, Tam's saying that a pagan leader advocating sex initiation for children in 1972 has been asked to speak at a gathering, and they're ignoring it. And those that oppose it, like herself, people with a molestation background, they're ignoring those who oppose this this gathering. So, Tam, definitely, maybe that's something you can send LaQuisha some information onto her Facebook page.
I think that would be quite good, Tam.
Let's see if we can get a bit of advocacy going as well. I mean, you never know. This is certainly an injustice of such a horrible one-sided viewpoints getting across, and you're not being heard. So, good on you, girl. Definitely speak up, and we'll do what we can as well.
I'm a little bit inspired by the Pet Shop Boys and their immortal lyric, Che Guevara with a disco beat. Except that I'm kind of more like Dynasty with a disco.
Yeah, disco.
No, Che Guevara with a Doris Day lyric. Anyway,
Yeah,
not about...
the only Doris Day I really knew was Secret Love. Once I had a secret love that lived within the heart of me. You remember that one? That was from Calamity Jane. I think back in 49.
Much to my shame and chagrin, I've never actually, even though I love Doris Day and have seen lots of her films, I've never seen Calamity Jane.
Okay, I haven't seen it since childhood. I saw a lot of... Because remember, films from the 40s were shown in our childhoods. Sort of like films in the 60s are being shown now.
Right.
So there were things like The Paleface of Bob Hope. I think that was probably about 47. So these things were regularly on. Giant was on, of course. The 1955 epic with James Dean and Liz Taylor. And The Rock Hudson himself.
Oh, Rock Hudson. So dreamy.
James Dean.
James Dean.
So,
all of a sudden, there's not a dry seat in the house.
No, there isn't. James Dean is now being printed onto Glasson t-shirts, which upsets me a lot, because I saw a girl at this great place called Fidel's, and no name's mentioned, she was wearing this James Dean kind of low-cut tee and everything, and I politely asked her, do you know who this man would be that you are wearing? And she said...
Luke Perry.
No, she just said, like, no, but I'm supposed to be famous.
Oh my gosh.
I think this is the deep sigh episode of Leisure.
Yeah.
What's like Che Guevara being printed on fucking everything?
Right? I want to make an Osama Bin Laden t-shirt in the Che Guevara style, but I'm not too sure about how that would rock.
In New Zealand, at least.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be really cool. I wouldn't mind something done in the style of Che Guevara for my next mayoral campaign. If I decide to run.
That's a good idea. Actually, speaking of politics, Chris Carter, New Zealand's first openly gay MP, although...
And the creator of the X-Files.
Yeah! Actually, I don't know if he was the first one, but he was definitely...
The X-Files.
He definitely was an openly gay MP. So help yourself to the bubbles, darling.
Oh, thank you, darling. Don't mind if I did.
So he had his resignation speech today, and I was just listening to it. There was this really nice part of it that I'm just going to read. So he said, how does Chris Carter's voice go? I'm terrible with
Say it in your
impersonations.
voice. It's better.
I met a beautiful young Māori woman in Melbourne who told me as a 15-year-old she had been seriously contemplating suicide because of her sexuality. I had come to her school during prize giving at Waitakere College, and my presence, she said, convinced her that being gay was not a barrier to personal success. She told me tearfully that I had saved her life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so, I think that's why it's important for people. I think in this day and age, it's important for people to be who they are.
Yeah.
Because you don't know who's watching and you don't know whose lives you're affecting. And, makeup can be a power for good.
Sure. Well, God bless Chris Carter. I mean, if his being in the public eye saved one life, even just one life, well, God bless him. I'm glad he's had that opportunity in the limelight.
I mean, he did that silly thing that he got kind of kicked out for. But, we've done silly things.
Yeah.
I mean, just the other day I ran the Roomba and there was some, water on the floor and the bristles got soaking wet. We all do silly things.
Grand.
Like leaving notes in your own handwriting and not getting your mate to drop it off.
Yeah, that was a little bit silly.
Just a
did he
little.
not have a typewriter? Or?
I know, right? Maybe he's got lovely cursive handwriting that he's proud of.
Yeah, because of course, being New Zealand's most legible bachelor, I quite often use those skills to my advantage.
Indeed. Actually, so there's some things happening in the chat window here that I just want to comment on. Because one of the things was that he got a lot of criticism for doing as many international trips as he did with his boyfriend.
That's right.
Here's the thing. The other MPs have got families and kids and everything else. They were more than happy for the gay single guy to take those trips, which actually needed to be taken by someone.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit disingenuous coming down on him like a ton of bricks about the amount of overseas travel he did, because the other people, I think, were happy for him to do it.
Yeah.
Although,
And would they have made a fuss if he was heterosexual?
no,
Probably not.
no, I don't think
Probably
so.
not.
And if he took
mean,
a wife and 3 children instead of one boyfriend.
Hmm.
Yeah, and there are people like, Roger Douglas, for example, had taken different women, didn't he? Or took his girlfriend on the taxpayer's dime when he wasn't even a cabinet minister. And you think, come on, why are we paying for this schmuck to go around when he's not doing a job? And Chris Carter, when he was, when Labour was, and he was doing his job, he had taken his partner. By all means, I think we legitimately should foot his bill, but we shouldn't be footing the bill of people like Roger Douglas.
Absolutely not. And actually, no, you remind me. I think I want to set up, because I was having a talk with my friend Greg the other day about some of the waste that happens at Wellington City Council. The waste. For example, their what you're allowed to do with your dog policy was this beautifully bound, high production values book. And honestly, it could have been run out on a photocopier and stapled. And Greg was having a big moan because Wellington City Council is all over its brand, which is kind of a good thing, but the problem is that there's no competition. So I think I'd like to start up an alternative city council,
I like that.
and you could all pay me rates.
I don't like
And
that.
you could be the mayor, and you could be the mayoress, Jack.
Could I? That'd be fun.
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
In fact, you know what? I'm doing it right now. I'm writing the founding document. Where's my pretentious moleskin-bound notebook?
Manifesto.
Well,
Manifesto. I've got my pen.
You might want the original Wellington City crest back as well, rather than absolutely positively Wellington. Maybe it should be the old coat of arms.
Oh,
Suprema e situ in Latin, which means supreme by sight, which is a Latin way of saying this place is good feng shui.
Fabulous.
But feng shui, of course, was
Coats
lost
of
on the
arms.
Romans, so they didn't actually use that term.
Do I have a coat of arms?
You're good at coats of arms. You've got that nice
Yeah.
poster for
Oh,
Queer
right,
Avengers.
yeah. Yeah. I don't have my own. I should have my own.
Yeah, you should.
It'd be very
I've got mine.
pretentious. I'd love it.
Do you?
Really?
There's a Van Helden coat of arms.
Of course there is. If you've got a Van in front of your name, you know there are coat of arms following close behind. It's just, it's just like,
money.
if you've got a Mick at the beginning of your name, you know there's a tartan involved somewhere.
Of course. Love a tartan.
Us Eskenays have a website, but it hasn't worked in the last 5 years.
Really now?
It just comes up blank.
What used to be on
It's
it?
beautiful. I think it was like a family tree, and there was all this interactive kind of social network thing going on.
Oh, huh.
Yeah,
Huh. I know it's down.
I
Oh,
know
well.
it's down.
7 viewers. Woo! 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 Woo!
I invited a couple more on Twitter just now, and I did tweet about the show today. I've just dropped down to 6 after we said that.
Actually, Twitter and I just don't get on because I tweeted some tweets and then I jumped on Hootsuite or something on my iPhone and then it wouldn't work and I was just
Yeah.
Flipping elastic over Twitter, it just frustrates me.
I can't get on to Twitter on my mobile device either. It keeps having 403, and I believe all Opera users at the moment cannot get on Twitter. So Twitter needs to sort it out because it's been, I think, almost a week. Welcome, Alexander, as well.
Hi, Alexander.
Hello.
And hello from the studio audience.
Who has recently acquired a new voice.
Have you been taking those special short-term sex change pills from Hogwarts?
I scratched something out of your cabinet before. Some capsule.
Oh no, I meant to talk to you. Only the top shelf. The bottom shelf could kill you. Oh dear. That's the heart medication.
I'm going to go patch.
Activated charcoal on the right-hand side, ambulance speed dial 1. Poison information centre speed dial 2.
Delicious.
Just watch the Erex jelly bean, says Tam. In fact, Tam makes a good point that, New Zealand politicians kind of sound like their politicians, don't we? I mean, we keep electing these schmucks, and a lot of the good ones only seem to come third in their elections. And we elect these schmucks who don't really have New Zealand's best interests at heart. They seem to just kind of work for the corporations. Because I've been watching the latest James Bond, Quantum of Solace.
Right.
The bad guys in there are one is a water privatization company, and the other bad guy is basically pretending to be an environmentalist. And you think, my gosh, that's exactly what's going on in this country. Rodney Hyde and his mates. That James Bond film might as well be about Rodney Hyde and the Yak Party.
Mm-hmm.
And the messages are all there. And I just think, my gosh, we've now come to the era. The Russians are no longer the villains. It's the Yak Party.
Yeah,
Because
pretty
when you
much.
think about Roger Douglas, kind of does look like a megalomaniac.
The Yak Party are the Antichrist.
I'm still waiting for one of our politicians to tweet a lewd photo, though.
Aha!
Oh, brilliant.
That's terribly American.
Because is Don Brash the Antichrist? Or, I don't know.
It's hard to know.
It is hard to know.
Because you have to get up close and look for that mark on their scalp. They
Yeah,
thought
he's
Mikhail
really-
Gorbachev had the mark of the devil, but they were wrong. That was too far down. The actual mark is above the hairline. And that's what I've learned from The Omen.
Oh, brilliant.
Which is a true story based on trueness.
Okay, well, Don Brash doesn't have a hairline.
I'm true crazy.
Oh no. Maybe it's covered by his back hair or something. Oh, run your hands through his shaggy back hair.
A less palatable image of Don Brash. I think that's the reason.
My thoughts exactly.
You're really cute.
Oh god. Oh, I shouldn't have gone visual. I need a little sip of my little cold nana tea with a straw. That was much better.
I think giant paints is not a bad thing. Although, Tam, I have to admit, as much as it pains me to do so, our Prime Minister actually doesn't take a salary. Does he? That's the rumour, isn't it? That John Key paid so much money at Morgan Stanley, he doesn't need to take a salary for his job.
Huh.
Well, he's worth like $40 million, isn't he?
Huh.
Yeah, 40, 50. Yeah, that was the other thing. Remember, a Bollywood film came to Wellington earlier this year called Players.
Oh, I remember that, yes.
By the Abaspostat brothers. The Bernuella brothers. Now, the Bernuella brothers said it's a remake of The Italian Job, and as you know, The Italian Job is about a 1969 movie with Michael Caine.
It's about minis.
Where they have to hijack $4 million in gold. Now, this new one, I think, is $50 million in gold. And I'm thinking, who the hell? Because it's set in Wellington. Who the hell is $50 million in gold in Wellington? I thought, I know, John Key.
I've got a story. About gold in Wellington. A friend of mine is an heir to a vast fortune, and one of their parents passed away, and there was some gold bullion that was part of their inheritance. And this person got the bullion and said, "This isn't the bullion I remember playing with when I was a child."
It didn't have the swastika on it.
And so it turns out that one of the parental units had a bit of a jewellery hobby, and she'd been nipping into the safe and carving off little slivers of said bullion and making jewellery.
Well, she just took a butter knife and kind of...
to which quality I cannot be sure that it was of quality. And so it turned out that after said parental unit passed away, the one of the siblings felt bad and replaced the bullion with some other bullion. But my dear friend recognised that it was. So there is bullion in Wellington. There is. Children are playing with it. Housewives are making jewellery out of it. Lord knows I haven't got any of it.
Oh, goodness.
So it does. There's a bullion stash somewhere in the city. But I still think it's John Key bringing all his money back to New Zealand, and the Indians try to get it in this new film Players.
It's the perfect crime. It's a crime within a film.
Yeah, the thing is, I think it's meant to be out about now, and I haven't seen a single trailer for it. But anyway, there's an Indian version of The Italian Job. It's called Players. It's set in Wellington. For some reason, it's not called The Wellington Job.
Wellington.
But then again, as we know, there aren't that many people in Wellington with jobs. So maybe it just cut things a little bit too fine. I don't know what the Hindi is for. I'm supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
I'm just leaning forward to read some of the comments. Oh no, yes, it's cigarette time again. Yes, Philip Morris, I'll be sending you an invoice. Actually, there's this wonderful thing that the New Zealand government's doing. Here we go.
8 viewers, by the way. 8 viewers, and Jared has just joined us. Hello, Jared.
Hello, Jared.
Oh, hi, Jared. If you want to quit smoking, you can go on to the Quit Now website and order a special prescription, and they will, for $3, give you all you can eat nicotine gum. There it is.
Sure.
Is this sort of
Yeah, that seems
It's like
right.
Habitrol, so
Yeah.
it's like 2 milligrams, and then if you've had enough of smoking, you just pop one of these instead.
That really beats my Mentos Aquicus. That's really cool.
I can't because I stop breathing when I chew them.
It's actually cheaper than my Mentos Aquicus.
So, God bless the government. I'm still smoking like a bastard, but I've got these one day.
One day.
So if you want gum, become a smoker. That's the best way to do it. It's only $3 for a big pack.
Yeah, it's highly addictive. Make your throat close up.
Yeah.
I mean, there's everything. So, Joe, who I'm not sure if is watching tonight, has emailed me a link to a hilarious website, which I'm just looking at now on the device, called White Wine. White Wine. Am I blowing those H's hard enough?
Yes, you are.
So, and it's a hilarious website about basically white people moaning about their white problems. So I'm
This
just
is
going to read.
like first world problems, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very much like first world problems, actually. So September the 5th. I think I might kill myself soon if I don't get any respect or be treated the way I should be. I hate my mum so much right now. She took my SIM card while I was sleeping.
Oh, sweetie.
Oh, girl, this is why I use film. You can't take it out of the camera.
That's very true. If she had been into writing love letters to her illicit 14-year-old Twilight-loving emo sitting sadly in the back of the minivan boyfriend, this wouldn't be an issue.
What are some other gems from the website?
Okay, well this is September 4th. So this is, I don't know what voice I'm going to... If you're going to sit on the Metro North train and brag about your husband's college reunion, make sure he went to an Ivy League school, because those of us whose boyfriends graduated from one of the top league schools don't need to hear it. And don't talk about your husband working for some firm on Upper West Side when those of us who have boyfriends have huge jobs on Wall Street.
Oh.
So that's whitewine.com. You can, I should probably make a note of these things to put on the thing.
I think so, yeah. You need to
Yes, I'm going to get my moleskin. What's that nice art shop that we get our things from, Corentin?
Gordon Harris.
No, the other one.
The French art shop.
It's from the French art
It's
shop.
like Gordon Harris, but cheaper and better.
Terribly pretty.
But what I can do maybe is just put all that onto Skype now. So I've just sent a little message on Skype
Brilliant.
saying white wine. So if you want to go through that later. And Mr. Zoot Shoot, hi Jack, thank you. Wellington is a small world, and that's absolutely fantastic that we have another Wellingtonian, I presume, here watching us. You are viewer number 8. Jared, has the French art shop closed? Because Jared is saying, love the French art shop and miss it.
Oh, Jared's moved to Australia to warmer weather.
Oh, that's okay. I think the art shop. Well, the art shop was still there last time I drove down.
It's still there.
Yeah, thank you. And there we are. It's authoritative because of Corentin, you're being French. So
Because he's
Therefore, I know everything about the French art store.
If it ever shut down, he'd get a special feeling.
Yeah, I would know. Tears would swell up. lumps in my throat. It's happened before when
His beret would go all droopy. His baguette would go soft. His red wine would be sour. His nuclear reactor would go into meltdown.
A few weeks ago, someone crashed my Renault, and that's exactly how you react to quarantine.
It was spooky. He called me. He was like, something's happened to a Renault in the city.
Yeah.
I was like, don't
weird.
call me this early. I've talked to you about this. It's 11 a.m.
And we later found out, of course, it was my car that had been smashed into by a chap driving a Honda Accord. And he even gave me the wrong registration number when we exchanged notes, so he was a bit sneaky.
Oh, wow.
But I managed to find out what the actual number was. But it's funny, isn't it? Because it's a Honda Accord, so it's like World War II all over again. It's an Axis-powered pick an allied country. And I was fuming because I thought, come on, I mean, just because you drive a Japanese car doesn't mean you need to do kamikaze.
If you really want to do World War II over again, you'd let off an atomic device at a Toyota dealership.
Yeah, either that or a Mitsubishi one, maybe. Mitsubishi made the warplanes as well.
Mitsubishis are terrible cars. I once got invited to a test drive of the Mitsubishi day, and it was through, I think it's defunct now, but there was this organisation where I attended called Gay Association of Professionals. So I got this invitation through a friend. And we're all excited, we're like, oh my god, we're going to go with the gays and test drive cars. It'll be really fabulous. And we turned up, and do you know who the target market for Mitsubishis are? Farmers.
Oh,
yes. So I was like, hi! and it was good fun. There was a racetrack in Foxton or somewhere with a racetrack, and we got to drive it very fast. And I just about rolled not a RAV4, but like the Mitsubishi answer to a RAV4, and then some other one, and I didn't know mine strength, and the indicator stick came out.
Is it the Mitsubishi Pajero, which is of course Spanish for wanker?
Yes, I believe it was a Mitsubishi wanker. Yes, Pajero.
Mitsubishi wanker, Pajero.
Pajero.
yeah.
Which is why in Spain it's called a Mitsubishi Montero, because a lot of people have Pajero on the side of their cars, and everyone's just pointing at them going, he's got wanker on a badge in his car.
I'm having one of my feelings. I think it is time for the tarot.
Oh, it is tarot time.
It's tarot time. I've got them here, wrapped in lovely silk.
You clear the table.
Silk scarf. No, I'm just going
We need a poor Schaefer who sort of just sings out the song each time you have a new segment.
Yeah, so here's my lovely tarot deck, and this is the lovely silk, because they must be wrapped in silk to prevent them from becoming tainted by the influences.
Yes.
Well, I think Tam and Anne Alexander would like a reading.
Billowing silk. It's like a who sang that song with the schoolboys?
Oh.
Surprise mirror.
Oh. Well, who was it? Darn.
I don't know. Schoolboys.
What was the name of the video?
And it was
The Dream something.
Yeah, and turn
Bonnie
around.
Tyler?
Bonnie Tyler.
Bonnie Tyler!
It's like a Bonnie Tyler.
Every now and then I get a little bit tired.
Oh, Bonnie Tyler's in the crowd. Awesome. Hi, Bonnie. Hello, Bonnie.
Wish I was there in the studio audience.
So there we go. So Torrington's going to have the interpretation book because I can't do jack shit during these opera
gosh.
and I'm just going to...
I can do jack shit.
Darling, please don't do jack shit on here. that would not be okay. Yes. Right, so they're all shuffled and stuff, and I'm going to... Who are we reading for? Okay, so
Tam actually said me with exclamation marks.
Oh yeah, okay, so we're reading for Tam. So this is so I don't treat the tarot cards so much as a tool for divination, because really, Lao Tzu says, although the Tao allows you to know stuff coming up, I'm paraphrasing, he does say rely on the fruit and not the flower. So I like to use the tarot as a bit of a here and now, how things are going, kind of thing to meditate on. So there we go, we've kind of shuffled them. And Corentin, I'll get you to choose a card by proxy for Tam.
Tam, is this one okay? Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any card.
Yes, okay, cool. So we've got Temperance. There we go, there's Temperance. So this is from my lovely Housewife Tarot. So the Temperance card, Jack can't see this because he's in his puzzle box. Oh no, you can because you've got the video on. It's a lovely food mixer with all kinds of instant anger, justice, joy, sorrow. Temperance. Thank you, my darling. Temperance. Add equal parts joy and sorrow, anger and forgiveness, justice and compassion. Mix on high for 2 minutes until well blended. Temperance is a delicious and healthy combination of opposite sides of the spectrum. A heaping helping of compromise or cooperation in marriage relationships or partnerships. Spoon the mixture into every element of your life.
Oh.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
So there you go, Tam. That's
We've got the viewers actually asking if everyone can get a reading. Do you think that might be possible?
Oh no, yes, totally. That's
We have 10 viewers.
Oh my god!
Double digits! Oh my god!
The vast audience.
Yeah, amongst you thousands, I apologise.
Well,
sorry.
I think Alexander was the next person who put up.
So I'm just going to have a little piece of nicotine gum now. This is what they look like. They kind of look like pills, which actually that really works for me.
You don't swallow them.
You don't swallow them, you just chew them. They're from Denmark, and they're made by Novartis, which are a dirty multinational pharmaceutical company. God bless them all. Thank you, Maya. Thank you, Novartis. Thank you, Roche. You make it also bearable.
That's one of the lights.
Bonnie. Sorry, Bonnie. Okay, so we're doing Alexander next. Okay, very good. So we're mixing, channeling the...
The only other thing I thought was those mushrooms that come every Christmas.
We need a saw. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. I'm picking this one for you. The most complicated one. Here we go. I feel like I'm not allowed to look at it when I'm picking a card.
Ah, you've got the King of Cups.
Oh.
Oh, King of Hearts for Alexander.
Oh, King of Cups.
Oh, King of Cups from Alexander.
Yes, he's in a very nice kind of mid-century chair there with a little...
One king, 2 cups.
One king, 2
Actually,
cups.
there's 2 cups. 2 people.
There we go. Why can't
Knight, Queen. Surely the next one's King. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, okay.
Oh,
Right.
the type on that's beautiful.
The type's really lovely. Okay. King of Cups. A deep contemplative individual, the King of Cups seeks to forge meaningful relationships with anyone willing to enjoy a drink with him. Though his enigmatic demeanour suggests he is not entirely comfortable with his feelings, once he throws back a few cold ones, he tends to open up. He also may represent the need to let go of sober intellect and get in touch with your spirits. Alexander, that is a clear message from the beyond that you need a drink of something, honey. Just anything.
Booze is good.
And if you're a recovering alcoholic, have a pill.
You're recovering.
And if you're a recovering addict, have a random sexual encounter. And if you're a recovering sex and love addict, well, you're fucked. But not in the way that you want to be.
Oh. That was grand.
Anyone else for reading? This is great fun.
Well, I think that the Possible put up, the Possible mentioned it earlier there. Yeah, Possible did say, and me. Jared did a smiley face, so I'm not sure if that was a me, but Possible definitely had a me.
Let's just keep at it.
Okay, so
Oh, yes.
yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
Cool.
okay.
We've got the mystical spirit.
I like that. That's exactly what I like.
Oh, I've got to, it's spooky. It's the spookiness of it. Okay, there we go, we're good. Okay,
I haven't been this spooked since Leonard Nimoy hosted Project UFO.
Okay. Possibly have the Knight of Cups.
The Knight of Cups.
I'm going to read this in my national radio voice. The Knight of Cups is a charmer, a romantic and a dreamer who tends to wear his heart on his sleeve. When on top of the world, he's first to uncork the champagne. When he's feeling blue, he'll drown his sorrows in ambrosia and hope for amnesia. Yes, he's sensitive, gentle, and can be a bit moody, but that's all part of his appeal. Fortunately, his mood is usually bright and sunny. Oddly enough, this card means you should have a drink as well. Mm.
I'm liking this tarot deck.
Or a pill, or casual sex, or play Marilyn Manson really loud and thrash around on your bed in your underpants.
I like the latter option much better.
I'm not sure if I can manage all of this, but I definitely manage the booze ever since I had Dean Martin's kidneys implanted into my body. So I can actually handle any booze I want now.
Oh, that's brilliant. Actually, I made some steak and kidney pie the other day.
Oh, yum.
Oh, it was very good. I just wonder if those little sheep were drinking.
Oh, maybe.
Do they?
I think they do.
Little sheep, little drinks?
Yeah. To build up that, yeah. Mm.
Chuck it in the truck.
Brilliant. So I think, yes.
Yes. Well, we've got, if you'd like to do a few more, Wabbit actually says, I think I should be next, exclamation mark, please.
Okay, very good.
With Mrs. Zoot Suit saying, wanting sound effects in a South African accent. How the heck can anyone meditate to that crap?
So this is for Wabbit, yes? Yes?
This is for Wabbit.
Wabbit, okay. Oh, Wabbit, you have got the Ace of Pentacles. There we go.
Ace of what?
Pentacles, which is a type
okay,
of...
Pentacles. I didn't hear that initially. I thought it said something
Pentacles.
else.
Not testicles.
Or tentacles. Crystal balls again.
Not crystal balls.
No, okay.
Not tentacles. Pentacles. Pentacles are a type of coin in the mystical world of the tarot.
Oh, right, okay.
I thought it was a man with 5 testicles.
Did you hear that? The studio audience thinks that Pentacles is a man with 5 testicles.
Where the hell would you put them? You just have a little bit too much junk in the trunk.
2.5 sacks, of
I don't know. Like hosting a dinner party, the key to financial success is preparation. The Ace of Pentacles reminds us that before we can begin any endeavour, we need a sensible plan, fierce determination, and a heavy-duty pair of latex gloves. Whether you're opening a savings account, starting a new business, or just washing the fine china, make sure to plan ahead. Actually,
it's good advice.
That is good advice, but let's not get carried away, because a lot of people, like I'm into a little bit of planning, like, you know, you have to kind of think ahead, like, oh, I'm going to need, you know, 1.5 kilos of tongue to make that pressed tongue. But there is this thing out there called the 5-year plan. Have you heard of the 5-year plan? Let me go and get one.
That sounds very Soviet.
There we go. So, here are kind of, here are 5-year plans that are kind of, because corporations like a 5-year plan, and you go to job interviews. Not that I've been to a job interview in more than, probably 16 years now, but I did once go to job interviews, and, I've lost technical difficulties. This is what I think of corporate 5-year plans.
Yep, that's a pentacalendar.
Because if that shit worked, there would not have been a global financial crisis.
Here.
There would not have been no money for Christchurch. There would have not have been the meltdown at the Japanese nuclear reactor. No one knows what's going to happen. I mean, you need to plan, but you need to be real about it as well. People are not real about it anymore. And then people getting miserable because they feel like they're not living up to some kind of expectation that they read in Rich Dad, Poor Dad, because they really poor dad and they want to be rich dad. Well, you know what? All the people in Africa can't be rich dad, okay? It's not how it works. There is the rant.
Okay.
There's a lot to take in. Girl, do you need another pill?
I need a cigarette.
The gum's not cutting it.
The gum's not working. I need something stronger.
I'd give that 2 snaps.
Oh, I've upset myself. People need to be more in the flow. I'm post-plan. I am post-plan. It's like postmodern, but post-plan, because I am fine right now. I made it. This is it. This is as good as it gets, and it's as good as it gets for you as well, and you might as well smile about it, because life is good. You're tuned into LaQuisha with Jack and Corentin and studio audience and my pussy and the Roomba. This is it, baby. This is life right now.
You go, girl.
Ooh, forget about that fucking 5-year plan. I don't even know what bus I'm going to go home on. Don't ask me about that shit. It's retarded.
Yeah.
You tell them, girl. You tell them.
Anyway, I'm doing another tarot reading for someone.
Okay, this is for Mrs. Zoot Suit with sound effects, and I said, no, I mean, are we meant to do this, Miss Zoot Suit, in a South African accent, or are you, because my only South African accent is from Lethal Weapon 2. Diplomatic immunity.
Yeah.
You're really good at that.
Yeah, well, we can actually read a bit of a tarot card in quite a nice accent, and then see how it goes.
That sounds very good, this. We've got a South African member in the studio audience as well.
We do have a South African member. Come and be...
Swap seats.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I'll come sit down here.
Just drag your finger around.
Let me just drag my finger around this little iPhone here.
Okay, so what's going to happen is we're going to swap roles.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so you...
So I pick a card.
No, I'm going to pick a card.
Oh, you're going to pick
I'm
a
going to
card.
pick a card. You're going to be Mystical South African
Okay.
Springbok Tour.
Pick a card, any card. Come here.
This is for you, Zoot. So
Okay. Zoot, there's a really good card coming your way. I can feel the mysticism moving inside it.
I told you, I can't do jack shit in these gloves.
Come now.
That one, I want that one.
Okay, you got a card?
I've got
you got two cards.
Okay, there you go. Then you show that to the camera in the South African accent.
We have the Page of Wands. Here we go.
And then I look
Tell me about the Page of Wands, Laquisha.
Page of Wands.
That sounds very interesting, eh? Tell me about the Page of Wands.
You sound even better than those extras on Lethal Weapon 2.
Yeah, they were crap, eh? They need a language coach. Okay,
Yeah.
tell me, read it out now.
Here we go. The Page of Wands usually denotes a charismatic child with an active imagination and a wellspring of energy. A fun-loving explorer, he likes being the centre of attention. He may indicate the need to find a creative use for a skill that you long thought merely functional. This card can also herald the need for growth to bring your dreams to reality. But that's very interesting, and I do feel that this card can have two possible interpretations. The first one is, Miss Zoot, maybe you've got a creative project or a craft project, maybe redecorating or making some kind of floral arrangement or some gardening that you want to do. It might be time to get onto that. Either that, or it means you should start on Ritalin.
Ritalin is very, very fun, eh?
And girl, they've got a high street value. It's worth having kids just to get a Ritalin prescription.
Fuck yeah. That's how I do all my homework, eh? Actually.
Thank goodness for the evil pharmaceutical corporation.
Thank you. Other pharmaceutical... I can't think of any. I feel like it's okay to slander them.
Pfizer.
Pfizer. Thank you, Pfizer.
Yeah.
Who makes my pills? Oh, we'll find out later. We'll make a list.
I'll just scratch through the cabinet.
Mainly, I'd like to say thank you, Pharmac. It's all strictly legal, approved by physicians.
Yeah, thank God for Pharmac. I hope that system does not get dismantled by multinational corporations.
Oh,
they want to get rid of it.
Are
don't
they selling it, aren't they, or not?
Oh,
Are they abolishing it?
The right would love to get into bed with American drug companies.
Well, there was a WikiLeaks cable about them. Apparently, they're trying to lobby to get rid of it.
Uh-huh.
Mm. Fucking WikiLeaks, eh?
WikiLeaks is awesome.
Robert Mugabe has prostate cancer.
Really?
Yeah, that was on WikiLeaks.
Yep.
A few days ago.
Mugabe will be dead in a couple of years, won't he? So
That's very sad, because one of the things that's actually quite good preventative for prostate cancer is actually a regular prostate massage. And I have a feeling that maybe Robert Mugabe wasn't keeping his appointments. At the prostate
I don't
massage.
think that's
I
quite
know.
his scene, really. He doesn't sound like he'd enjoy it.
oh, what a shame.
He's only got himself to blame.
Now, Jared is saying someone, Laquisha Waiton, would like to know if you could read for him.
Oh, yes, of
Oh,
course.
of course. Would you like to pick a card? Or should I? I'll pick a card.
Okay, we're going to... I'm just going to put the secrets out.
Oh, yes, this.
Another
I forgot about this.
Yes, and this... Oh, yes, but it's becoming clear to me the mists are parting, Actually, it's not mist, it's smog. The smog is the cigarette smoke is
I
parting.
can barely see the cards. Okay, here we go.
Here we go, very good. This is for you.
Oh, the star.
Oh, the star!
The star.
The star.
That's pretty, isn't it?
That's one of the major arcana.
Star.
That's a significant card,
Superstar.
she said, looking through her little special...
She looks very happy, the star.
Show them the star again.
She looks
Star,
like
she's
so,
a little,
so
where
happy.
did
She could
the
be
star go?
making out of Edmund's cookbook.
Look how happy she is. The classic Americana housewife. With her little
yes,
apple
Edmund's
pie.
cookbook housewife. But anyway, okay, it is sort of more American, isn't it?
Yeah, look at her. She's great. Her
Well,
little-
Waiton, looks like you've won Blue Ribbon of the Year. Such happiness and good fortune are simply divine. Suddenly you're the centre of attention. Others look to you for inspiration, optimism and guidance. Enjoy your time in the limelight, but don't let it go to your head. Yes, you've been trying to take home that prize for years now, but don't gloat to the girls now that the tide has turned your way. Which reminds me of a joke that my dear friend tells. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Madonna.
Madonna who?
That's show business.
Woo! Oh, I like that.
That's so not my joke.
Oh,
That's Charlie Hyde's joke. That's a brilliant joke.
It's yours now.
Very good joke. I mean, because the last time someone told it was Paul Hogan.
Who's that?
Yeah, that guy from Crocodile Dundee.
Oh, and he married Linda Linda
Because-
shoulder pads.
So,
Did he?
Yeah.
Did he?
yeah.
I know he was wanted in Australia for tax evasion.
That's
Oh,
right.
wow.
Yeah, he ran off to LA for a few decades and then never came back.
And Pop the Ball is saying actually should like one for Charlie at the end. I'm assuming Charlie the Unicorn
Maybe Charlie the Yo. Do you mean this
could be
Charlie?
me.
Jake
Good morning, angels.
Oh, I love that. Good morning, Charlie!
Well,
This underwear is really cutting.
angels are looking lovelier than ever.
They are remaking that show, by the way.
Again.
So Ben,
Yeah.
you're going undercover at the Bunny Club.
Fancy that. You're going undercover at the beach.
And Jill and Chris, you're going undercover in the women's prison again. Chained together.
Oh,
Caged
brilliant.
heat.
Yeah, good old Aaron's
Caged Heat Volume 8.
Damn.
The greatest pervert of 1970s television.
Okay, no, I'm done with the cigarette now. Now I need another piece of gum.
Stick with the gum.
Yeah, the gum's better.
Sticky
Where's
gum.
the gum? Just don't anyone make me angry, because it...
You won't like her when she's angry.
There's a series on ABC, I think. Oh yeah, Tam would know. Where's Tam from?
Tam's from Virginia, is that right, Tam? I think that she's in New York time zone anyway, no.
Virginia. Okay,
Virginia.
that's that.
Richmond,
Virginia!
Yeah, Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah, I know Richmond.
That's pretty country.
Yeah, I can't remember. There's something famous happened there, right, with George Washington and stuff.
Huh.
In
Well,
Virginia.
when
But
that
there
big,
was the George W. Bush. I call him the first George W.
George W.
Tam was in that terrible hurricane that didn't strike America, and she posted some very troubling photos on Facebook about trees lying on their side and things being blown over.
Oh, that sounds distressing.
Yes, because the winds got up to 130 kilometres an hour. Now, for Wellington, that's just a mild zephyr. But the thing is with this town is that anything was going to blow away did blow away already.
Oh, yeah.
So none of us have got wind chimes, none of us wear dangly earrings, we're all prepared for the... But if you never have 130 kilometre winds before, shit going to get blown over. I don't know who I'm channeling here.
LaQuisha.
LaQuisha.
LaQuisha. Yeah, well, that hurricane was quite underwhelming, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah,
It was like a Y2K bug. It just sort of was this big hype about it all, and then it just...
Yeah, I kind of feel sorry for them though, because I mean, imagine if they hadn't told them to evacuate, and then
it was a total response to Katrina.
and then
wasn't
you're like in the subway and it floods,
it? Yeah, it could have been a bit awkward.
and the last thing you see before you shuffle off your mortal coil is before you drown your face pressed up against some fucking awful graffiti, and not the good stuff.
not the glittery kind.
And I will give you my address if you will come to my house and do some good graffiti.
Oh, that monochrome.
I know, I bang on about it. They glitter out there, different colours. I've got some neon spray paint now. You don't even have to bring your own spray paint.
Sorry, I've just been... My comment stream, I was actually looking at the wrong part, and I was wondering why there's the delay. Now I figured I actually hadn't scrolled down to the bottom of the screen. But never mind.
Look at some old photos of Taranaki Street. They had ropes so people could hold on to crossing the road.
I've almost been blown into oncoming traffic.
Really?
That's the problem with being so light.
It's your svelte figure. You're like,
It's a combination of being light and having a penchant for voluminous moo-moos. Just blew away like a dandelion seed.
Captain's like a sail.
Flew across the harbour like Mary Poppins and landed in Days Bay.
Oh, it sounds very glamorous.
Days Bay's lovely.
Spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
Yes, sugar, that's what I tell people it was. That's right, sugar.
They all worked in Taranaki Street. I always thought they were just to hold people in case they fell over and got run over by trams.
Do you know where they need those? They need those on Manor Street where those people keep walking in front of a bus.
Yeah.
People just need to stop walking in front of a bus.
I mean, what do they think's going to happen?
I don't know.
What's the other alternative?
Well, they put those cocks on those roosters on the road. They had those roosters looking either way.
Really?
Yeah, they had them saying, look both ways before you cross.
And they spray painted cocks on the road.
Yeah, they spray painted cocks all along the road.
This reminds me of a time I was in Blenheim one time, and I was travelling around the South Island with Uncle Hamish, my darling Uncle Hamish from Kensington, London. Hello, Uncle Hamish, if you're watching this. And we'd stopped in Blenheim, which apparently was once called Beaver Town.
Damn, why did they rename it?
Oh, I don't know. It's a lovely name, Beavertown. Beavers are adorable.
Beavertown. They've still got one, haven't they, in Pennsylvania?
I like beavers almost as much as I like pussy. And where is my pussy?
Pussy's curled up somewhere.
She'll be smooching around somewhere. My
Yeah.
pussy's very affectionate like that.
She's very hairy. I've
Looking-
got pussy hair all over my scalp.
I'm sorry about that. My
I
pussy
got a
likes
lot
to be
of
on,
pussy.
She's draped all over me.
on handsome men's laps. Anyway, we're in Blenheim and we checked into this little motel because I do have a fondness for Breezeblock motels. And I was in the front desk paying for it and the woman said, "Do you like clubs?" And I thought to myself,
Those things that you bash people over the head with.
well, I thought a discotheque in Blenheim.
Oh, okay, all right, okay, just
With,
go to.
you know, smoke machines and strobe lights and disco balls. That's not Blenheim. I said, "Yeah, club. I said, that's what I said to her. And she said, "No, a working men's club." And I went, "Oh," she meant the RSA, the Returned Servicemen's Association Club. So we decided, Uncle Hamish and I, to go to the Blenheim RSA for dinner, which was great. And they're a very exclusive club, so of course we just signed ourselves in and lied about who'd invited us. And we got inside, and there's this big kind of dining hall area, and you went and paid for your food, and instead of numbers on your table, they gave you this device with a number on it, and when your food was ready, your device would light up and vibrate.
Ooh.
Yes, I've seen those, yeah.
Yes, so I said to the woman, "Do you mean to tell me that every woman in here has got a vibrator?" And she looked at me and said, "Why, yes." I said, "Thank you very much, I'll have the full roast."
A lot of vibrators in Beavertown.
I do love the RSA. It's
Wow,
great.
that sounds beautiful.
Mm.
Mm.
Have you got an RSA story for us?
I've never even set foot in an RSA.
Oh, you're missing out. They've got the pokies and cheap beer, the full roast, vibrators.
Pokies, I like pokies, that's pretty fun. The one-armed bandits.
They arranged for the Miss New Zealand girls actually to lay a wreath during Anzac Day.
Oh,
so God
bless.
bless the RSA for involving young people.
Oh, that's nice. That's very classy.
Yeah, and in fact, last time I watched an RSA actually was in Levin, and the Levin RSA invited me and his mother, Miss New Zealand judges, because for some reason in 2009 it was held in Levin.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, we had lovely sandwiches and orange cordial. You know that stuff that they used to call juice in the 70s, but actually wasn't. They can't call it juice now because it would be breaking consumer honesty laws.
Now, one of my mother used to buy that. It used to be called Thrifty, and it was this glowing stuff, and you had to mix it with like a cup of sugar. Is it?
That's what they give to chemo patients, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that old country style orange juice they used to sell.
I remember
stuff
that.
was basically 50% sugar, 50% colouring.
And they had like shredded polystyrene chips to give the impression of fruit pulp.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to be
totally.
a food scientist. I feel like I'd miss my calling. The things I could do with crude oil in your dinner.
Plastic cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, plastic cheese was big in the 70s. Cause
Oh my
cheese...
god, the pussy! It's my pussy. Look, there she is.
Oh, yay, yay. Don't push me down, though, Sophie. I don't want to fall.
Careful of Bosley, Jack Bosley. Aren't you cute? Look at you, you're on TV. Sorry, everyone.
As seen on TV.
Everyone look at my
Sophie's on
pussy.
TV.
Look directly at my pussy.
Oh, she's a beautiful puss.
Oh, pussy. Okay, that's enough. Back to mummy.
Can we show pussy on live TV? Is that...
No, I think it's okay. Things get pixeled out if they're not allowed. Just
That's
automatically. That's how the internet works.
That's fine. We'll cover her up.
Is it nice and warm on top of the fire, pussy?
Oh, yes, we have a full fire, by the way.
It's just to make sure she doesn't fart on me.
My pussy wouldn't queef on you, Jack.
Oh, thank you.
Did I say queef? I meant fart. I don't even know what a queef is. Like a quiche or something.
Some sort of cheesy omelette of some description.
Oh, Tam's posted a link. I'm going to click on it.
Irene pics.
Oh, pussy. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's dramatic. It's the aftermath of the terrible hurricane and also mushrooms.
A lot of magic mushrooms.
Are they a special type of mushrooms, Tam? Oh, brilliant.
Oh, delicious.
Well, there are two Ford Mustang convertibles. Is that an 88?
I don't
And
know. I don't know.
Yeah, there's another one back there as well. So, are those yours, Tam? Are those two Mustangs yours?
Are they...
There's an LX and a GT, I think. The LX is probably a 6-cylinder. I don't know, I like Ford Mustangs.
Are you quite a car man, Jack?
Yeah, I've been known to know a little bit about cars.
What do you drive? Did you say you drive a Renault?
I have a Renault Megane, yeah.
Oh yes, those are quite a shape, aren't they?
Yeah, well, I've got the first one, so the nice little coupe, the nice rounded one, rather than the funny one with the funny back.
Yeah, that's French cars are beautiful. Citroën.
Yeah, no, I've always bought French cars. It's simply because of WW2. And when you're a Chinese guy, of course, you don't want to buy from the enemy, so you want to buy from allied countries.
Oh yeah, align yourself with the right people.
Yeah, so I've bought Citroens, Peugeots, and Renaults basically my whole life. Although I understand Peugeot and Mitsubishi have recently come out with a brand new car, the 4007. But I think it's very bad news to bring out a car like that, because the last time the French worked with an Axis power, they got the Vichy regime, and so.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So I think the 4007 is quite a dangerous thing to.
I like the name. I like the name though.
The 4007.
Right back to James Bond again.
Yeah. I don't think you'd see James Bond in a SUV that's built in Aichi, Japan.
No, he's much more an Aston Martin man, isn't he?
Much more Aston Martin. Or Johnny English, of course, the other spy, has a V16 Rolls Royce, which is quite an impressive vehicle.
I saw a Rolls Royce parked in your driveway.
Actually, yes.
Is that yours?
No, I said it's one of the neighbours.
Oh, it was pretty glamorous.
Yes,
I thought I could really see you cruising with your Isadora Duncan headscarf fluttering behind you.
Well, here's the thing with Rolls Royces. One never drives a Rolls Royce. One is always driven in a Rolls Royce.
Precisely.
So that's why the neighbour has one, because he drives me around in it.
Yeah, he's the chauffeur.
Yes, absolutely. What's that other kind of car that's like a Rolls Royce but you're allowed to drive? Is it Bentley?
Bentley.
You're allowed to drive a Bentley, but a Rolls Royce really must be sitting in the back seat.
No, of course.
Yes.
Well, all the English footballers now drive Bentleys, of course. All those nouveau riche chav types. It's very one up. They're always getting the newer model Bentley. David Beckham drives his big Bentley.
David Beckham. Well, he's pretty to look at, but good lord, you don't want him to talk.
No, he's got that. When they open their mouths.
He needs to go and see the same people that fixed up Margaret Thatcher's voice.
But she used to have quite a...
She had a terrible voice until she went and took lessons from an ad agency.
Oh, that's good.
Is that true, Jack? It is true, isn't it?
I think so. I think Saatchi & Saatchi actually did a big makeover on her for the 1980... or 79 campaign, and also the 82 one after the Falklands. So, yeah, they were heavily involved. I don't know about the voice coaching, but they're definitely heavily involved in the Margaret Thatcher makeover.
Well, it worked, didn't it? So
yeah. This lady is not...
Iron Lady.
Iron fist in a velvet glove.
Yeah.
But if you really want to be safe, people use the latex
viewers,
stuff.
So I suppose it is Geek Chick who's our 10th viewer. So welcome, Geek Chick.
Yay! Hello. Hi.
Hello, 10 viewers.
Hello.
Good.
10 viewers. Woo! Margaret Thatcher is still a bit of a worry, because there's on Facebook isn't there a group on Facebook sort of counting down to how many days she's got left?
Well, she's got Alzheimer's, doesn't she?
That is in poor taste, and I love it.
Jared just wants to mention that Jared, he's put new photos up on his website, so take a look if you wish.
Are they safe for work?
Are
they safe for even this program? But mind you, everything's safe for this program.
No, there are no boundaries, no limits.
BSA, we're under their radar.
No, just satellite TV, you can do anything.
Broadcast Standards Authority, you can sniff it. You can kiss it. You can kiss my Vivian Westwood.
In fact, Tom Cruise is quite often under the radar, isn't he? But then again, it's quite easy when you're that short.
Brilliant. He's also a Scientologist, and I would love to start up. So when we're into starting things, we'll set up an alternative city council. I think we should set up the Church of, what should we call it? Food Scientology.
Redfernia.
Redfernia. No, Redfernia is quite good.
Redfernia.
No, my friend Debbie and I have been discussing it, and we're going to draw on the wisdom of the natives, and also the manatees and dolphins. And we've talked about merchandising opportunities.
I can see your outfit already. There's some sort of gold regalia.
Yes, with fairy lights sewn into it.
You could even take some of the Pope's sort of iconography.
Absolutely.
He's a very well-dressed religious. Have you seen he wears Prada shoes. Prada shoes.
He's in Italy, though.
Yeah. That's sounding like Brian Tamaki here, but too.
Actually the same person, yeah.
Like I like to say, if Brian Tamaki's a bishop, then I'm a queen. And so what we're going to do, part of our merchandising opportunity, is because of the healing vibrations of the dolphins, we're going to get basically cheap shit cooking oil in it and put it in jam jars. But we're going to tell people that it's, I mean, it will be exposed, and it won't be cheap shit cooking oil, it'll be some mystical oil. And we're going to put it in my bath. No, what we're going to do is we're going to put it next to dolphins, and the vibrating healing of the dolphin will go into the mystical oil, and you can have this in your house for the low price of $60.
It will make a killing.
And rock salt lanterns. And magnets.
I'm actually checking out Jared's makeup website, and he's really great.
Jared, very good at makeup. I'm making a note of my moleskin covered, God, it's covered in cat hair and ash.
Such a good combination.
That's the story of my life. Jared Kilmister. I will put a link up to that after the show.
Geek Chick says we should start a spaghetti monster church in Wellington.
Oh.
Actually,
surely there is one.
Did you see the thing? There was a guy in Austria, and he was trying to challenge the rules about wearing religious headgear in passport photos, because obviously women are allowed to wear their the Islamic woman. So he started a movement to wear a spaghetti strainer on his head in his passport photo, in his ID photo, sorry, and his driver's license. So
he won, didn't he?
He won. He was allowed to wear this big colander on his head.
See, the reason I can't be part of the Flying Spaghetti Monster is because it's not low carb. I cannot, that spaghetti, I can't be doing with it. I could do the meatball monster, I could do the meatball and a stick of butter monster, I could do the meatball and a block of lard monster, but I cannot be doing meatball and spaghetti.
Carbs turn to sugars turn to fat.
That's right.
It's dangerous stuff. The reason that guy had worn the colander is, of course, colanders are holy.
That's
witty, Jack. Very witty.
That's why you get paid the... Well, you don't get paid anything, do you? It's a labour of love. We do it for the passion of hilarity and so on. And
as soon as the Philip Morris funding comes through, we'll sponsor that.
Actually.
As soon as the Philip Morris... Oh, yes.
But we can't... The other reason, of course, I can't do the spaghetti monster thing either, because spaghetti is something that Marco Polo stole from the Chinese.
I know, it's so rude.
Yeah, because we invented it. It's noodles. And the guy just comes over to China and goes, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. I'm going to take this back to Italy. And everything spaghetti is Italian.
That's World War II all over again, because, the Italians are one of the, it's all over again. Yeah,
they were, but then they sort of changed sides halfway through, didn't they?
Oh, yeah.
What I'm doing.
Or Mussolini.
Italian things with my hands, kind of. Now I'm doing something else with my hand.
Was that the come hither stroke?
Let's come here, little boy.
And pizza, Geek Chick's fiction. Pizza, that's a Chinese invention.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you go to north of China, they have flatbread and they put toppings on it. And Marco Polo comes in, that's a good idea. I'm going to take that back to Italy. And then again, same thing.
It is a damn good thing.
Gucci, Chinese surname, been around for thousands of years. He goes, that is a good name. I'm going to take that back to Italy.
Well, no, the Chinese make most of Gucci's products anyway.
I'm having the laugh. People having the laugh, Jack.
Exactly.
I'll give that 2 snaps. Versace, little Chinese name from central China.
Versace.
You're good.
Yeah, 1500 BC. Very, very big.
Chinese invented virtually everything, didn't they? The printing press, ice cream, gunpowder.
Civilization.
Writing.
Feng Shui. Feng Shui, very good. I'm all over Feng Shui. You have no idea how many celestial charms abound in my house.
It's very healthy, actually, because it just makes life just that much easier.
Actually, in all seriousness, I did a couple of years ago, some proper research into Feng Shui, and when you get down to it, it's just sensible.
Common sense, exactly.
It's like, okay, if you put your house on top of the hill, you're going to get windy.
It's going to be very windy.
If you put it at the bottom, you're going to get flooded, and insects and mosquitoes and traffic noise, ancient problems. And but if you put it halfway up the hill, it's very nice. So one of the interesting things when I was exploring Feng Shui is because where our seasons are different and our north and south are effectively reversed. So I kept having to kind of reverse everything in my head. But I kind of managed this kind of Antipodean take on Feng Shui. I had a compass and things. And
there's your business niche there. You could translate Feng Shui for the entire southern hemisphere.
That's a good idea.
And sell it alongside the rock salts and the dolphin oil.
It's a dolphin oil.
Just imagine the market there in South Africa. It would be huge.
Ach ja, hey, all the bloody Johannesburg housewives.
Do you know what I always...
They really like that. They like that a lot.
Yeah.
Anytime I meet someone from South Africa, I have this overwhelming desire to ask them to say dirty kefir.
Ooh.
Dirty kefir.
That's a...
Well, like a coffee.
Well, I kind of want a cigarette, but I've got nicotine gum in my mouth, so I'm just going to do this. But I'm not going to smoke.
That's fine. It's a style.
What if I... Oh, how does it work?
Get chicken prices. Just mentioned that was back.
White wine, eh?
White wine. It's not white wine.
Don't like a cigarette if I've got
White wine.
Nicotine gum in my
nicotine
mouth.
gum.
It's only the 2 milligram one, not the 4 milligram one.
Oh, yeah. African humour. Oh, yes.
Can you do your song again while I do this?
What is the song?
What?
Oh, yes.
It is secret love.
Every now and then I get a little bit tired and I don't even know the lyrics. I'm a crap Bonnie Tyler fan. Turn around, bright eyes. Every now and then I fall apart. And I need a half night. And I need it more than ever. And I'm gonna start tonight. Wow, I'm a bit drunk, to be honest.
Once upon a time I was falling in love. Now I'm only falling apart. Nothing else to do. A total eclipse of the heart.
Ding, ding, ding.
That's very good.
That's beautiful. I love her mullet.
Did you see her performing on, I think it was last Christmas, she was in New Zealand performing. Her voice is so shot. Her face is so shot. She has had so much surgery. She must have fucking nodules the size of golf balls on that vocal cords. I felt so...
Oh, it's like Whitney. Whitney's concerts went terribly.
No, you're thinking of Tina Turner.
Oh, really? Well, Whitney, of course, was ravaged by the crack pipe.
Oh, the crack is whack, y'all.
Smoking mics like they crack pipes.
Who admits to that in an interview? I swear to God, some people just lie.
Bad
honestly.
PR. Bad PR.
Oh, look, I love this. This is nice with my scarf.
It's quite sorry-esque.
Very nice.
Yes. Yes.
We've scared off Tamsin Pussy though.
Oh.
That she has gone under the bed.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Lakeisha, Jared has asked Lakeisha, remember your favourite South African Theo, I imagine is what
Oh,
you'd
we
say?
had this lovely South African flatmate called Trixie. Trixie was all kinds of fun because we lived in this lovely apartment in Mount Vic, and then Trixie decided to buy a fucking subwoofer. Honestly, if you're in a shared house, don't buy a subwoofer. It's not okay. I mean, it's okay for me, but it wasn't okay for him.
A subwoofer.
A subwoofer.
Did you play loud Afrikaans beats through it?
Oh no, that would have been preferable to the shite handbag house that was banging.
Actually, I have a
the
band
house.
that everyone has. Anyone heard of Die Antwoord?
Kind.
Okay, I'm gonna send you this link. Everyone, look this up. I'll write it on here.
Just write it on that page, darling. Don't wait. Just.
I'm
She's
over
out of control. She's selling a new page. Think of the trees. Like she's. Do not shush me. Did you just shush me?
I think
did.
he just shushed you.
That's offensive.
Corrington, go out and cut the cables in his car or something.
That man there. I hope you can see it.
Whose car? Oh, I don't know. The car that.
The Antwoord.
Die Antwoord. There's a really good song called Rich Beach. They're a fantastic South African trash pop band.
Oh, awesome. Okay, well, definitely.
Another Ranger Moleskine.
Honestly.
I can feel your Vivian Westwood just quivering with rage.
Oh, my slice of cake. Oh, my slice of cake. Ooh, slice of cake.
I can pretty it up for you, and then it'll just be a nice page of drawings.
Stop it, art student.
Fucking Wellington. But anyway, look them up. They're fantastic. Very ironic.
Brilliant.
Very outrageous. Actually, they played a big day out in Auckland this year. I like this. You look like Princess Amidala.
Princess who?
Armadillo.
Amadildo from Star Wars.
Have you seen
Oh,
that
right.
Lin Lai sculpture? I've got a, Lin Lai is a very notable New Zealand
A surrealist artist.
Yeah.
So Dada-esque.
No, and he did that. He did this amazing kind of stuff in the early days. Count me. You're
The 1910s, 1920s, early surrealist.
Thank you, art
Organic
students.
forms.
And he scratched stuff into film, and he made all kind of kinetic, moving sculptural elements. And
Wind
things.
inspired.
That's great. So I've actually got a Lin Lai here
It's still got its original batteries from the 1910s.
And this is the lovely kinetic sculpture that I have on my mantelpiece. Do you see that?
See how it moves at the top? It's beautiful.
I know, it evokes the
magic mushroom and...
yes, it's got this little strange stuff here too. The artist assured me it had been wiped with alcohol. I don't know why they're making a fuss about. Oh, it's
gone dead. It's gone flaccid. Oh. Fuck.
It's broken. Anyway, just put that back over on the mantelpiece.
Oh, this is just terribly unsavoury.
Have you seen my thrush?
Is that what the pills were for? Oh, that. Oh, you're the nerd.
Yeah, there we go. So it's my little...
Oh, cute.
Actually, I don't think it is a thrush. I think it's a canary or a parrot or something. Yeah,
It's a bit cute, isn't it?
that's enough.
Sure.
That's enough of that silliness.
And I understand, Lucas, you've been watching Department S lately.
Oh my stars, Jack. Have I been watching Department S? Where's that DVD case? There it is.
Department S.
What is Department S all about?
Department S is awesome.
Well, when a crime proves too difficult for Interpol and the CIA, they turn to the talents of Department S.
Damn.
This is quite good because the person who shushed me is now not in the frame anymore.
Starring Peter Wingard or Petuni Winegum as Jason King, a novelist and dream. Rosie Nichols as Annabelle Hurst, the computer expert, and Joel Fabiani as Stuart Sullivan, a determined man of action.
It's brilliant.
You're selling this to me, Jack.
It's so brilliant. They did this shot in one episode I saw, and they were in a sleigh, like in the snow in Switzerland, and it was entirely back projected with the camera wiggling a little bit.
That sounds outrageous.
And then they were on the beach, which looked strangely like the studio here, but with a bag of sand poured on the floor.
What era is it? The 60s, 70s?
Flattest beach I ever
Late
saw.
1968.
68. That sounds
Yeah.
fantastic.
But it's brilliant. There was this whole village that disappeared except for this one woman. And it is strange that the woman with the biggest boobs got left behind.
Of course. That's usually the opposite in horror movies.
It's usually opposite, and the funny thing is, while she runs out of the house, and she has a bra on, and just before the opening credits, her bra has actually vanished as well, so that adds to the mystery.
You know, they never did solve the mystery of the disappearing bra.
They didn't solve that mystery.
They
It was
weren't even-
very, very curious.
Sloppy.
Yeah, no, it was sloppy.
Sloppy detective work.
Very
If you go
sloppy.
through the episodes, there's actually one where Stuart Sullivan and his boss, played by Dennis Oliver Peters, are actually running on the spot with the racing track, or the running track, moving back projection behind them. So they couldn't even afford to go to a track.
So he was just running on a treadmill, essentially.
I think it's actually running on nothing. They're running literally on the spot, and the scenery is changing behind them.
Funny story about the champers that Nick's just coughing, because as you know, I'm a Methodist, and so as part of my faith, I don't drink alcohol. Pills are fine, though, according to God. Pills, fine, but I don't drink. And so I was at the local supermarket thinking, I must get some drinks for the guests, the studio audience. And I thought I'd get some fizzy wine. So I'm standing at the fridge looking at it, going, well, I don't know what fizzy wine is. I don't know. I don't drink it. I don't understand. And so I was looking, and there was a bottle, and the bottle next to it was definitely fizzy, but it was like pink or something. And then the other bottle that looked like the good stuff didn't say if it was fizzy or not. So I turned to the old gentleman next to me who was also looking at wine and said, "Excuse me, is that one fizzy?" And he said, "What?" And I said, Is that bubbly? He said, "Oh, no, they're all bubbly in this fridge." I said, "Thank you. It's very hard shopping for alcohol when you're a Methodist."
You're so devout.
I know.
Fundamentalist, almost.
I cry the Lord's name all the time. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, God.
Oh, my God! Okay.
This is the site episode, isn't it?
Wow. Yes.
Do you know what I'm scared of? My life turning into a vignette from Gimme Gimme Gimme.
It's coming quite close, actually, already.
It's probably already there, to be honest.
The difference is the voice box, my voice box.
Jack, you lend an element to class to any endeavour that you grace with your presence.
One tries.
Lord knows that my sole aim in life is to reduce the conversation to the lowest point possible.
Slop it in the gutter.
The gutter, the sewer, the fiery magma. That's where
Well,
I'm
it's come
getting.
from years of actually being in the public limelight, because it got to the point where the paparazzi were just peering in over the wall that I've built into my bathroom, and I decided the trick was not to build higher and higher walls. It was to learn to urinate with style.
Oh.
So I've really taken that lesson on board, and here we are. So I've just tried to class up certain things.
That's brilliant. I was visiting a friend in Nelson who was staying. There was kind of a main farmhouse, and she had this cute little little nana flat out the back. And the good lady farmer was very friendly, and I was sitting on the toilet, having a pee. And across from me were some louver windows, which I opened because it's Nelson. It's always very hot. The landlady comes around, looks directly at me, and says, "Hello."
Did you catch a peek of your Vivian again? Your Vivian Westwood?
No, you're thinking that's my slice of cake. My Vivian Westwood's around the other side.
Oh, is it? Okay. Well, I didn't know you had that. Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure she didn't see a slice of cake, but it was very awkward. I mean, we talk in the ladies' toilets all the time, but not when someone's making direct eye contact through louver windows. Thank you very much.
Wow. That's terrifically awkward.
Oh, it was terrible.
Did you shoo her away?
No, we just kind of had this awkward chat.
Heart to heart?
I was like, oh, I'm done now. Can you go away?
I need a wipe, okay?
We're just sitting here dripping. Can you leave now?
Back to front.
Oh, yeah.
That's right, and always right front to back.
Front to back. That's how you stop getting the...
Girl, not back to front. Did you just say back to front?
That's back to front.
Girl,
Thrush. Thrush.
The thrush.
The thrush comes out.
Always be careful.
Now, look,
This show does, after all, have hot chicks in it.
Okay, now this is very important. This is a public health advisory. If you're going to get an HIV test with your boyfriend and stop using condoms, you should know that there's an incubation period for HIV where you might have it and it might not show up in the test for 3 to 6 months. So if you do test negative, you still have to wait and get another test in 3 to 6 months' time to know if you are negative. Just because I don't think that that's common knowledge, and I think it should be. So there you go. There's your kind of heavy public health advisory from Laquisha.
Nice somber note there.
Mm.
But good.
Thank goodness for those public health warnings.
Well, HIV used to be a big deal in the 90s. I got the Salt and Pepper CD, very necessary. And track 7 was then talking about HIV. Don't get the best defense is not to get it or not to spread it. But now it's kind of like it's just not as much of a big deal. And it still is a big deal, actually. Because even though in some ways a diagnosis of cancer is worse than a diagnosis of HIV, because with modern medication, antiviral drugs and such like, you can expect to live for a long time. It's not the death sentence that it used to be.
Mm.
But the pills aren't without side effects. You better believe that being positive is going to change your attitude towards life and towards sex. It's going to fuck up your health insurance. It's just going to, like a lot of stuff. So I also respect to my girl, Salt and Pepper, the best defence is not to get it and not to spread it.
Yeah. Well said. Very well said.
Mm.
Yeah, I haven't come up with any good advice on that subject, unfortunately. Being inside this box. But very good advice possible to just protect yourself, and I think that's definitely something that's definitely good advice to take.
Jack, it is a delight to have you in my box. You have no idea.
Oh, thank you. It's a pleasure being in your box.
Would you like to see my box? Look.
Well, it's very compact.
Here it is.
Compact but very tidy.
Yeah, it's like a Ford Fiesta.
Yeah. Help, I'm in a box. No, it's very comfortable in here.
It's Jack broadcasting live by
thing,
satellite.
I'm in a box.
Spacious one.
I'm in a box. Yeah, so back I go, thank you.
So I think it might be time now for the agony art section. Agony arc? That's when the animals go on and they get tortured. The animals go on 2 by 2 and they
Come onto
discover
my boat.
that the only thing is reruns of the Love Boat for the whole time the Earth is flooded. That the agony arc.
In fact, the Love Boat is still being made in Germany. It's called Das Traumschiff.
Oh, das Traumschiff. Das
Traumschiff.
Traumschiff.
It is still going, and it's huge. In fact, one episode they even come to New Zealand.
Oh, brilliant.
Of course the Germans are still
really,
making it.
it's really big in Germany. It's been going, and it's licensed for Aaron Spelling. Like all over the world. Yeah, basically, because it's the German version, they sort of basically just order you around everywhere, so no one actually has a good time. And there are no jokes in it because there's no humour on the show.
There's no humour in that whole fucking country.
There's actually no laugh track, in fact, in the German one, because of course in the American one there was a laugh track, and I assume it's because the guy dubbing the laugh track is yet to hear a joke on the show.
I saw a great episode of The Love Boat. It was, they had Andy Warhol as a guest star.
Yeah, I remember those.
And
they
he,
had huge stars.
one of the guests on the ship was secretly an ex-Andy Warhol superstar, and she had to avoid him less often to find out of her racy past in the 60s.
Brilliant.
It was outrageous. It was fantastic.
They even had a fashion one, I think, with Jeffrey Bean and all these fashion designers were on the Love Boat.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
amazing how big the stars were in those early ones, because it was
Yeah.
always those faded, Ava Gardner type stars.
Yeah, it was quite a big show for a while, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then they hired Ted McGinley, and it went downhill from there.
Oh,
Because even though Ted McGinley always kills whatever show he's on.
What does he just
But
say?
Yeah, well, he
Yeah,
goes on
sure.
Happy Days, right, to replace Richie, and then Happy Days gets cancelled. Goes on Love Boat to replace Gopher, and then Love Boat gets cancelled. Goes on Married with Children to replace Steve, then Married with Children gets cancelled. So he's the guy you hire if you want to kill the show. And he guest starred on Ally McBeal, and then Ally McBeal got cancelled. So
Oh,
this is the guy you hired to kill
show
the show.
cancer. Jesus. Oh, well, yeah, at least he serves a purpose. If they're just kind of over the show, they just bring him on and...
Yeah, I
Fuck,
just want
that's
him
it.
on Big Brother or something, or they should put him. If I was the producer of Lost, I'd put him in the last season just to say.
I've put him in the
this
fucking
is
first
the
season.
last
to be
season.
honest.
Look, Ted McGinley's on it.
So agony aunt. So if anyone's got any vexing moral issues,
Oh, yes.
speak up. Oh, they're talking about STDs on the chat.
It's in quite a lot of detail too.
Yes, yes.
Human papillomavirus.
I think we're talking about
Which
genital warts.
Tammers don't know.
That's
that.
how you kill a fucking TV show. Jesus. Genital warts. Ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks to the miracle of
But we should know, of course. Tam is absolutely right that HPV, 85% of the population has it. It causes cancer, and it's an STD, highly contagious.
Jack, make a joke, Jack, quickly.
Possible says, Julie, the cruise director. And of course, Julie wouldn't have known that because she was too stoned.
Yeah, she always had a little issue with icing sugar just on her top plate. She was
There
always in the kitchen.
always a
having
little bit of
a
icing sugar. And the other person,
Charlie's
of course,
Angels.
that was on the Love Boat, and very few people remember this. You might want to show this next week, Lucretia, on the show, is Terry Hatcher. Terry Hatcher was, in the very final year, realising the ratings were flagging due to Ted McGinley being on. They decided, well, why don't we put more TNA into the show? Because, hey, it worked for Charlie's Angels. So they hired a dancing troupe called the Love Boat Mermaids.
Oh, the mermaids, I remember this.
That's right, and these were a bunch of scantily clad women whose function was akin to the Hills Angels of the Benny Hill Show. They just danced around for 5 minutes every week. And if you look closely, one of the Love Boat Mermaids is Terry Hatcher. In fact, she was the only mermaid in the show that ever got a guest role as one of the passengers, or as one of the people who falls in love on the show. And true to form, Terry Hatcher plays a bimbo, which she also followed up in the TV series MacGyver, which played Penny Parker, who was, of course, a bimbo. And I understand she plays the same role now on Desperate Housewives, where she basically plays a slightly older bimbo.
She was a Bond girl, wasn't she?
She was a Bond girl.
Yeah.
And what disappoints me is she actually, they had hired Monica Bellucci from the second Matrix film, very beautiful Italian actress. They said, no, we need, we need an token American to be in here to sell to the US market. So they got rid of Monica Bellucci. I mean, how can you get rid of Monica Bellucci? That woman could sell anything to anyone,
She's the
including
face
the
of
Americans.
Christian Dior makeup.
She is. And you think, my God. Anyway, Terry Hatcher replaced Monica Bellucci in Tomorrow Never Dies. which was originally titled Tomorrow Never Lies, and it only changed its name because someone made a typo in the script.
Oh, it's like the All Blacks. It used to be called the All Backs, and then someone made a typo and it stuck.
And it stuck.
It works. Can you make a joke, please?
Bette Midler had mermaids.
Thank you.
Said it's possible.
I like that. I wish I'd made a joke now.
Brilliant, now we've got a laugh track.
Let's have that next week as well, for, and have a couple of inappropriate films we're discussing MTV.
You can't be unhappy listening to that. Did you say Bette Midler was a mermaid as well?
Well, Possible was saying Bette Midler had mermaids.
Oh, yes. Bette
Yes.
Midler and the mermaids.
Yes.
Oh,
Geek Chick's dog sniffed icing sugar last week.
Oh,
I
yes.
remember an episode of Family Guy where what's the dog's name of Family Guy?
Brian.
Brian gets hooked on coke from one episode where he's a police dog.
Oh, I saw that. And then he goes to
Goes to
rehab.
junkie. It's so serious, in fact, that's a two-parter.
Yeah.
But Julie, the cruise director, there was an episode, wasn't there, when there was a big wedding and it was filmed in Australia. It was the huge Lovebird episode. The first one to leave the United States in Mexico and to go all the way down to Australia. And which is why in the credits, when Lauren Choose's name came on, you saw the Sydney Harbour Bridge behind her.
Fancy. It's
So,
a nice bit of coverage for Sydney.
That's brilliant.
Yep.
That's a great joke.
and then there was the episode where Julie just snorted cocaine. Love track.
Oh, this is brilliant. This is coming with me everywhere.
You better bring that.
Maybe I should make app recommendations as well. Yeah, I might actually. I'm just going to, if you've got an iPhone, you're a bit of an Apple whore like I am, I'm going to make some app recommendations and post those on the website afterwards as well, because, that's good.
One of your cigarettes, if I may.
Yes, you should. Do you want the holder?
I would actually. I'd love to hold it.
So the trick is to light it and then put it in the holder. Trust me on this. Otherwise it's very ungainly. Very ungainly.
Fancy.
Kate Segal was a mermaid to Bette, says Possible. I didn't know that, actually. Katie Segal, Boris Segal's daughter.
Oh, yes. I love Bette Midler. I think she's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, she's hilarious.
Ever seen The First Wives Club?
Yes.
That was great.
I know a Bette Midler song. Artist-ling inventor and proud, had nothing to get very worked up about. His inventions were failures, his future seemed bleak. He fled to the opera at least twice a week. Da 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 da. Oh, here comes Corentin with my iced water.
Oh, that's nice.
Yay.
Yay, thank you, Corentin.
Bette Midler's great.
This is a royal wedding, Charles and Diana commemorative goblet, of course. May Diana rest in peace, and I will forever curse Charles for not living alone and unhappy, as he should.
Instead he married that horsey woman.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, because prior to that, they were just neighbours.
I mean...
Laugh track.
As I said to the Queen when I was at their house, you should have said something. Horses are for riding, not for marrying. Well, no, it's a funny thing because what they've played out is a favourite plot in historic novels. My mother loved an historic novel, and they all had the same plot, which was basically one woman, two men, one man very powerful, but her second choice in love, other man not so much, but her first choice, ends up marrying choice number one, has an affair with number two, and decides in the end love is more important. And that kind of describes Charles and Camilla.
Absolutely.
Because, I mean, Diana had a special type of prestige. Was it she was the only horsey virgin left in Europe?
That's right. Yep, only posh version left in Europe. And so the royal family made a condition that there had to be a twanging of the royal hymen after July 20, 1981. Thank you.
The fade out's rather abrupt.
It's just one of those words, you just have to have a laugh track with the word hymen.
It's great. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I know a terrible joke.
Well, you have to tell now.
It's so bad. It is in such poor taste.
That's okay. We've got a laugh track.
Okay, right. So, a dear friend of mine came to me one time, and she was betrothed to a Muslim man who was a hottie and wealthy and such like. But she'd kind of been making out that she was a bit of a virgin, but Lord knows she had some miles on the clock. I mean, I wouldn't say that she'd been around the clock as many times as the moon's been around the earth, but I think she should be married, in off-white. So she was saying, it's terrible, terrible, terrible. It's going to be the wedding night, and there's not going to be any twanging, and the sheets will be spotless, and he'll know. So I said, darling, what you do is you get a little piece of liver, and you just put it between the slices of your cake. And then on the wedding night, everything will be fine. There'll be a little bit on the bed and stuff. And so they go to the wedding, and it's all lovely, and they're on a honeymoon, and they get back, and we're having a coffee together, and she's like, LaQuisha. I'm like, what? And she's like, I woke up on like the day after our first honeymoon night, and he'd gone out for a run on the beach and left a note saying, you looked so beautiful asleep, I couldn't bear to wake you, I've gone for a run on the beach. P.S. Your cunt's in the fridge. I thought it was good advice.
I think that joke's brilliant, and it raises the level of the show.
No, I feel like you and I, Jack, are sapphire and steel.
Oh, okay. Well, can I be steel then?
No, you're definitely steel. And I've got glowing.
You're sapphire, but you put Joanna and Lumley to shame.
And I feel like we kind of I'm the smutty yang to your classy yin.
Right.
That works out nicely.
No, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Except I'm not a blonde dude who also goes by Ilya Kuryakin. But that's okay. I suppose.
You could be blonde.
Yeah, I could get one of those Ed Straker wigs.
Oh, Actually, the reason they put him in a wig was apparently they did dye his hair the first couple of times, and it just about killed him. Like when they painted the first Tin Man, it just about killed him. And apparently, the costumes in the first couple of seasons of Star Trek The Next Generation were so tight that Patrick Stewart, who plays Jean-Luc Picard, it really messed with his back.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so they had to make them a bit looser.
They were very tight.
Very tight.
Fucking tight.
Personally, I don't know what he was moaning about. I'm all about constricting undergarments. I don't want anything to jiggle, just nothing.
Thanks.
Maybe they just didn't have anti-jiggling laws in the 24th century.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. Damn political correctness.
I'm happy. I'm back on the commune. Kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya. Oh, Lord, kumbaya.
7 of 9 geek chicks mentioned it.
My God, she was great.
She had very tight costumes.
And her, oh my God, didn't she though? And she was so well endowed in the intellectual department. Her and Janeway...
She was sad all the time though. She was just sour, that woman.
Oh, well, she was grumpy because she'd been snatched away from the collective and she wanted to go and assimilate people. She had
right.
all nanoprobes and no one to assimilate.
The former mayor in the city.
Oh, look, there's the changing of the guards.
Oh.
Changing of the guards.
Hello, love.
Bonjour, monsieur. Comment ça va?
Très bien, toi?
Oui.
Oui.
Men in France, oui. You have no idea what kind of trouble that gets me into. Just yes. And then I'm in some film.
Retirez votre vêtement, s'il vous plaît, madame. Yes! I just please be naked. Oh, girl.
So where were you quarantined in these?
I was amongst the thousands watching the show. I decided to become one of the many grands that are out there.
Because people don't know actually how large the studio is.
Oh, they have not. We worked so hard. I spent 3 hours.
Because Quarantine, of course, was the director of photography.
Yes, and I spent about 3 hours trying to make the set look small and homely, but with such space, it's quite a challenge.
You've done so well.
Oh, darling, thank you.
You've done so well. I mean, you can barely... I mean, with that kind of thing you do with the sound, you can barely hear the echo.
Yeah.
But all of these like things hanging from the ceiling, so they're out of shot, but they're kind of like cleverly engineered acoustic baffles.
They're expensive egg cartons.
No, I don't say that. I paid a lot of money for them.
Oh, sorry.
They had not egg cartons spray painted silver. I simply refuse to believe that I was taken in like that.
Sorry. How do they make those really thin, really camp scarves?
I don't know your French.
With the
isn't it,
tiny
Genetic?
little knot. Oh, I'll try, darling.
Oh, actually, look, you're a natural.
Is it working?
It's totally
it'll
working.
totally be working.
You go, Quentin Cross.
Yeah, that is the way to do it, because what you do is you fold the scarf into half first, lengthwise, and then you start tying it, and that gives you a nice thin look to it.
Thin? Did you say it makes you look thin? Give that to me.
Oh, no.
If I'm any thinner, if I stand sideways, I'll disappear.
Yeah.
I'll fall from my own asshole.
Oh my god, I'll fall through my own arsehole. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
I'll
then
fall,
Kate Moss, if she went on the side, you couldn't see her, she just disappeared.
I'll fall through my Vivian Westwood.
Grand.
Yeah. But no, the reason I did, of course, is working in the fashion trade to sort of just pick up these tips over the years. And our fashion editor, Sophie, whom you've met, Laquisha.
Sophie, lovely.
Yeah,
Sophie.
he showed actually Sabina, our intern, how to tie a scarf different ways. So I kind of picked up a few of his tricks.
Oh my god, do you think Sophie would come and show us some tie manoeuvres?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I could ask him. The thing is, he's over in Mount Vic, and he doesn't own a car, so transportation is somewhat.
Oh, well, no, we'll send one of our cars, it's fine.
Okay, so you send a Rolls Royce over, collect him. I'm sure if you asked, he'd be delighted to. I mean, he's a very nice guy. I do know he works very late hours, because you should see that some of the times he's filing your stories. But I'll definitely ask Sophie if he wants to come on.
The other thing we could do, of course, is do like pre-record some, at a time that's convenient for him.
That probably would be a better thing. If he also is at this company called FML, called Fashion Marketing Limited.
Yes.
Which is, of course, what FML stands for. It's like WTF stands for Welcome to Facebook.
Wow, that's fantastic.
LOL stands for Little Old Ladies.
And so he has all the scarves and whatnot there. And that's in that, when you go up Noronha Gorge, there's that side street to the left, and you go, what the hell is down there?
Yeah, what the hell is down there, Jack?
Well, FML's there.
Oh,
I have seen the FML sign.
Yeah,
really?
So he went to FML, and he's got all of these things there. And you'll love it. You'll actually love it, because this is also shoe porn heaven. And many a time I've taken a woman there to look at shoe porn.
It sounds like I'm going to have
I
to...
actually lose her to shoe porn.
I'm going to have to rustle up a camera crew and head out there, actually.
Yeah, he'd really welcome it, I think, and to do it in his time, I think would be the best way. We're heading out to do a fashion event on Thursday, which should be quite fun. Got a couple of events on Thursday, but I don't know, could take the camera crew and do a reality TV thing, which is another possibility. But yeah, I will mention it to him. I think it'll be easier if you did catch him at FML, and just arrange a time, and he will be there. But Geek Chick is a wash and quick blow dry chick. Right, okay, keep it simple. So I was just looking at the hair comments coming up on the side. Now, Corrington, is that lit? Is that the cigarette, or is that just the filter?
No, it's just the filter.
Okay.
I feel a bit cheap rolling my cigarettes on
No,
the
darling,
show.
it's
I'm sorry,
Bohemian.
darling.
It's Bohemian.
Yes.
Please,
Oh,
do
goodness.
continue.
So
Yeah.
French.
Oh.
No,
So very
no,
much.
that's more or less my little tips on fashion for this week. Although I have been sort of, in the old days when I used to go to Fashion Week, I did get complimented on my style.
Oh, you've got lovely boots, Jack. I saw your boots the other day. They're lovely.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, they're Dayton's from Canada, and you don't get a chance to wear them that often, when you're inside the box. But when I'm outside of the box, I get a chance to wear them. They're sort of universal, because they go with everything. And they have a slight heel on them. It's about half an inch. So in reality, I'm usually about half an inch shorter than the voters might think. Which
I know,
still puts me at-
television's great for that, actually.
The what, sorry?
Television's great for that.
I know, everyone looks 6 foot tall, don't they?
Like Kerry Woodham, because she used to be the maitre d' down at Paradiso when that was the place to be. And she was little. Just a wee thing, smoking her cigars and dancing on the bar there. Never thought such a small person could make so much noise.
Now, because John Key's shorter than me.
Oh.
Huh.
John Key is maybe about 5. I'd say it's about 5'8".
Sounds like you got the Napoleonic complex.
Yeah, maybe a little. How tall is Napoleon? About 5'3".
How big is his car?
5'4".
What does he drive? Who are you wearing? Well, it looks like we're actually coming up rapidly to 11 o'clock, which is kind of good like Kiwi for LaQuisha and my happy little band of enthusiasts.
Woohoo!
Yay!
JK wears platforms according to Geek Chick. Well, yeah, maybe he's actually less than 5'8".
Maybe he's like wearing
Waffle creepers, darling.
He's probably borrowing the shoes off Tom Cruise.
I was just going to say.
Oh, brilliant.
So do you have any final words for everyone?
Do I have any final words? I swear I had many things I had to say this week, but I've run out. I'm all exhausted.
I think I should be quoting Johnny Craddock, and just to remind viewers that absinthe makes the heart grow fonder.
And I'm going to quote Fanny Craddock and from the film The Fear of Fanny. If I had my time over again, I'd probably use more sage. So thank you for joining us, everybody. I did remember to press record this week. I made a little checklist of important things to do with the software.
Oh, good. And Conrad set it all up for you.
Yeah, no, he's good like that. And then he kind of... I'll let him out of the cupboard in a minute.
Is he allowed food yet?
Oh, I don't know.
Just, I hope he hasn't peed in there.
Oh,
Put a litter box.
yeah. Actually, well, next time I'll put the cat litter box in there as well. That's a good idea. That's
Great
something
idea.
absolutely
Big
excellent. But if he does pee in a jar, I'm just going to expose it to dolphin vibrations and sell it as part of my poll. So actually, that's fine. That works.
Well, the other thing too is, may you live as long as you want to, and want to as long as you live.
And remember, it's not the destination that's the point. It's the journey.
I like that. That actually applies to my dating.
Yes. Very
I like
good.
that a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good.
So,
I wonder if we can get
we'll meet
again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I don't know we'll meet again some sunny day.
I should have that
Keep
written lyrics.
smiling through, just like you always do, till the sunlight chase the dark clouds far away. And won't you please say hello to the folks that I know, tell them I won't be long. They'll be happy to know that as you saw me go, I was singing the song. We'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Just click on that, click on that openings thing,
Bye, everyone.
and then click on Q.
That's all, folks.
And then click on that when it comes live.
Yeah.